Hello, you're watching the business headlines on HW News with me, Ali Azhar. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's second term in office coincides with a host of economic problems. The financial system continues to suffer with the liquidity crisis led by NBFCs such as ILNFS and DHFL, deterioration of public sector banks, depressed corporate earnings, a dysfunctional power sector, agricultural sector distress, a slump in exports, highest levels of unemployment in decades, and general recessionary conditions. And to top it all off, a very recent fund manager survey conducted by Bank of America Merrill Lynch, in which 230 panelists with $645 billion in assets under management participated, revealed that investor confidence in the world economy is at its lowest levels since the global financial crisis of 2008, driven by concerns over trade war between the US and China, recession, and a slowdown of the Chinese economy. It is against this backdrop that our second term elect Prime Minister Narendra Modi, addressing the fifth meeting of the Governing Council of the NITI Aayog on the 15th of June in New Delhi, said the government's goal was to make India a $5 trillion economy by 2024, which would be the end of his second term as Prime Minister. He went on to say that though such a target is challenging, it is achievable if state governments contribute to the effort. This is not the first time that the Prime Minister or senior BJP officials have spoken about this target. Ex-Finance Minister Piyush Goyal, while presenting the interim budget for this year in February, also alluded to this figure. However, repetition of this goal does not make it any more likely. Taking ground-level realities and past economic data into consideration, this target seems highly unlikely. Presently, India is a $2.71 trillion economy, which means the total value of the country's goods and services produced in a year, or its total GDP, is $2.71 trillion. For us to achieve the $5 trillion mark in the next 5 years, an 85% increase in total output is required from current levels. This compares with a 44% increase over the last 6 years if we backtrack. Looking at it from another angle, getting to the $5 trillion target from current levels would require a compounded annual growth rate, or CAGR, of 13% over the next 5 years. To consistently maintain double-digit growth rates over a period of 5 years requires not only the domestic economy to be firing on all cylinders, but also requires a big push from the global economy. And the cold, hard fact is that economic conditions, both globally and domestically, are just not conducive. Global rating agency Fitch Ratings on Monday slashed India's GDP growth rate to 6.6% for the current financial year, from an earlier 6.8%, citing slowdown in manufacturing and agricultural sectors. However, it retained its GDP growth forecast for FY21 and FY22 at 7.1% and 7% respectively. The International Monetary Fund, or the IMF, in April cut global growth outlook to 3.3% from an earlier 3.5%, citing the trade war and Britain's exit from the European Union as the chief reasons. With this domestic and global outlook dampening the prospects of growth, it's hard to see just how we are expected to reach the magic $5 trillion figure in the next 5 years. And to add fuel to the fire, former Chief Economic Advisor to the Modi government, Arvind Subramanian, who served between years 2014 and 2018, recently wrote a research paper which was published at Harvard University that suggested that the country's GDP growth rate had been overestimated by 2.5% over years 2011 to 2017, thereby bringing into question the nation's crown of fastest growing major economy in the world. Mr. Subramanian claimed that rather than growing at about 7% a year in that period, growth was about 4.5%. The statement stirred up a storm in the country, with people from all different quarters of the country calling him out on his methodology for calculating GDP. However, what can be said is this: if senior officials who served under the Modi government in his first term don't believe the data, how can we trust it? Hence, all factors considered, the supercharged economy that is required to sprint ahead to the $5 trillion target in the stated amount of time does not seem to be in the offing, and perhaps the government should set more manageable targets for itself in the short term, such as achieving an 8% growth rate over the next few years. And with more preparatory work, who knows, even the ambitious target of 13% growth may be achievable in the future. ADAG Group Chairman Anil Ambani may soon be out of the prestigious Billionaires Club. With his wealth depleting and debt piling up, his net worth may soon drop below the $1 billion mark. Over a decade ago, in March 2006, few years after the division of the late Dhirubhai Ambani's empire between his two sons, Anil Ambani had even toppled his elder brother Mukesh to become the third richest Indian after Lakshmi Mittal and Azim Premji. And a year later, he was even featured on the Forbes list of wealthiest individuals in the world, slotting in at 18th rank with a personal fortune of $18.2 billion. However, it has since been a downward journey for him. Following a similar trajectory to its promoter, Mr. Ambani's flagship company, Reliance Communications, from once being the crown jewel of the telecom sector and having a peak market cap just shy of 1,70,000 crore rupees in early 2008, made its way into bankruptcy court just a few months ago, becoming the second telecom operator after Aircel to undergo insolvency proceedings. Claims received against the beleaguered telecom major Arcom amounts to 57,383 crore rupees, and claims admitted by the resolution professional is 49,224 crore rupees. Firms within the same ADAG group have submitted claims as well against its sister concern Arcom, amounting to 7,000 crore rupees. The resolution professional, however, has not admitted any of them and marked them for verification. What is surprising to see is that Chinese banks account for the largest amount of claims, accounting for more than 25% of total claims. China Development Bank, China Exim Bank, and Industrial and Commercial Bank of China have 9,863 crores, 3,356 crores, and 1,155 crores of dues submitted respectively. Other big claimants include SBI, LIC, Bank of Baroda, and Axis Bank. Let us also recall that elder brother Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Jio had earlier offered to purchase Arcom's assets for 17,300 crore rupees. However, the deal fell through after encountering regulatory hurdles. Thank you for watching HW News. This is me signing off. Have a great day.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
HW News Network today is a year and a half old. Thanks to your support, thanks to your love, we've grown. We require your support a little more. What we request you to do is to download our free app. Our app is in Hindi, English and Marathi. We promise to update you with the latest news, views, analysis, interview. We also have a live TV going in that. If you download our app, we will get advertisers. And if we get advertisers, we'll get revenue. We get revenue, we can serve you better. So once again, please do support us. Please download our app. Namaskar.
हमारे यहाँ एक कवि हुए हैं इब्न इंशा। उनका कहना है, हक अच्छा, पर हक के लिए कोई और लड़े तो और अच्छा। सच अच्छा, पर सच के लिए कोई और मरे तो और अच्छा। लोग हमसे कहते हैं कि आप हमारे हकों की लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं, आप हमारी आवाज़ उठा रहे हैं, उठाते रहिए। हम तो उठाते रहेंगे, आप क्या करेंगे? आप अपनी ज़िंदगी यूं ही जीते रहेंगे? अब आप प्रजा नहीं हैं, आप गुलाम नहीं हैं, आप नागरिक हैं। और क्योंकि आपके पास वोट है, आपको भी काबिल नागरिक बनना है। आप कोई हाकिम चुनने नहीं जा रहे, आप मालिक चुनने नहीं जा रहे, राजा चुनने नहीं जा रहे, आप अपना सर्विस प्रोवाइडर चुनने जा रहे हैं, सेवक चुनने जा रहे हैं। देखिए मुझे अब HW न्यूज़ पर जरिया बदला है लेकिन तेवर वही है।